Republicans trying to please Donald Trump, so what they did, decide to impeach President Joe Biden. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. The Republican U.S. House of Representatives will open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden. Kevin McCarthy said that the inquiry would focus on allegations of abuse of power, obstruction, and corruption by Mr. Biden. The Republicans have been investigating the president since they took control of the House in January. The hearings have found no concrete evidence of misconduct by Mr. Biden, neither will they be able to find any as well. And we know this is just a counter to the 91 charges that their leader is undergoing. The difference is he is guilty, Mr. Biden is innocent. Haitian authorities said that more than 50 foreign nationals have been detained indefinitely in Haiti jails on drug trafficking and murder charges. The detainees are unaware as to when they will be allowed to appear before the courts to receive a trial. The foreigners include 13 Jamaicans, 17 Colombians, and 10 from the Dominican Republic, and they have been locked up in several detention centers across Haiti, where some 142 inmates died due to cholera and other diseases. Jamaica government needs to find out who those 13 Jamaicans are, as they might be some of the killers that they are looking for. A reward of $500,000 being offered for information that will assist or lead to the safe return of opposition lawmaker Philip Powell's 10-month-old daughter, Saria, and her mother, 27-year-old Tashana Pattison, otherwise called Tash. They were last seen on Saturday morning at their Gilmore Drive home in Kingston 20. Philip Powell has confirmed that his 10-month-old child and their mother have been missing since Saturday, and this is scary and comes at a time when I have been threatened by scammers who have hacked my phone and banking data and are demanding money to release them, said Mr. Powell. He said the extortionists threatened to make public the information, including correspondence with his clients, unless he deposited 150 US to an account which was provided. According to Mr. Powell, the extortion demands have been reported to local and international investigators who have since launched a probe. Human rights group Stand Up for Jamaica is calling for a commission of inquiry into the situation of a mentally ill being kept in prison and people being held at the Governor General's pleasure and court's pleasure. The group renewed its call following the death of an inmate at Towers Street Adult Correctional Facility. The inmate was found dead in his cell Monday and is suspected to have committed suicide. Stand Up for Jamaica, which identified the inmate as Leroy Bailey, said he had been detained at the Governor General's pleasure and had been awaiting trial for decades. The group says the death of Bailey is another example of the state's failure to protect the lives of the mentally ill who have been incriminated and indefinitely detained. A vice president of Sandals Group, which has been hospitalized in serious condition after he was attacked and stabbed several times by an intruder at his apartment in Freeport in Montego Bay, St. James, Monday evening. Superintendent Aaron Samuels, head of the St. James Police, confirmed that investigators are probing the attack on 73-year-old Donald Sept, who is head of transportation at the Sandals Group, and reports are that sometime before 8 o'clock, Mr. Sept arrived home from work when he was attacked by a man who reportedly broke into his apartment. The suspect used a knife to stab him several times to his upper body. The wounded man alerted a relative who called the police and an ambulance. He was transported to hospital where he remains. A 22-year-old man has been charged after he reportedly shot and injured two people during an attempted robbery of a business establishment on Studio One Boulevard, Kingston last month. Charged with 2 counts of wounding with intent, 2 counts of malicious destruction of property, 4 counts of assault at common law and possession of a prohibited weapon is Tariq Toyloy of Galloway Road in the parish. Reports are that about 5:15 p.m., Toylaw entered a business establishment and attempted to rob the service representative. The woman reportedly ran into an adjoining room. Toyler, who was trapped inside the shop, opened gunfire at the door and escaped. 2 people were shot during the incident and were taken to hospital where they were treated. Toyler was held during an operation and placed on an identification parade on Monday, September 4th, where he was pointed out, and he was charged on Monday, September 11th. On to sports, Jamaica with a lot of luck came away with a 2-2 draw against Haiti last night, and it was a woeful looking defense, or should we say a breakdown between the midfield and the defenders, and Jamaica were quickly down 2-0 by the 10th minute of play. Jamaica had no organization in the midfield and had a large gap from the forward to the defense, with no midfield allow the Haitians to easily run through towards the Jamaica 18-yard box, with just the defenders standing around showing little resistance, and they were just lucky that Haiti did not score at least 4 goals or more goals in the first half. And it was not until about the midway in the first half that Jamaica looked like a team However, they did not score until the second half, getting an own goal by a Haitian defender and a handball which Bobby Reed put away from the penalty spot, earning the home team a very well-earned point. The points saw Jamaica remain as leaders in the points table with 4 points after edging Honduras 1-0 in their first game last week, also in Kingston. Meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago came from a goal down to beat El Salvador 3-2 and win their second game of the CONCACAF Nations League, and the victory followed their nervy 1-0 victory over Curacao in Port of Spain on Thursday last, keeping them unbeaten in Group A of League A of the tournament. In League B, St. Lucia beat St. Kitts and Nevis 2-0. Guadeloupe, meanwhile, were ruthless, scoring in either half to lead the French side to a 4-0 battering of St. Martin. Meanwhile, in a friendly yesterday, the United States were ruthless, beating Oman 4-0. Argentina, meanwhile, in South America, expected a tough battle in the altitude of La Paz. The world champions appeared even steeper with Lionel Messi out of the lineup. Argentina, however, still beat Bolivia 3-0 on Tuesday in their second match of the qualifying campaign for the 2026 World Cup. The Shaman Obia did not work as Brazil beat Peru 1-0 last night. Well, they probably were able to stop Neymar, as they claim, from scoring, but certainly did not stop Marquinhos from scoring. All the Obia, the tank chanting and the ritual certainly did not work. Probably it worked on Neymar, but they couldn't stop the Brazilians as Peru still lost. Over in Jamaica, where we have the Manning Cup, the Calabar High opened their Manning Cup season on a winning note, edging Penwood High 1-0 on Tuesday, thanks to a 52-minute goal from Captain Fitzroy McLean at home on Red Hills Road. Meanwhile, former champions Kingston College made a losing start to their season, going down 4-0 to Hydel at the Royal Lakes Field. At the Spanish Town Prison Oval, it ended 2-2 between Spanish Town High and Meadowbrook High. Elsewhere, St. Andrew Technical brushed aside Bridgeport 6-0, Woolmer's outscored Donald Quarry 6-3, Tarrant High recorded a 2-1 win over Cedar Grove, while Excelsior beat Clancarty 3-0. Edith Dalton, meanwhile, blanked St. Mary College 7-0, St. Catherine High ran by Innswood 3-0, and Kingston Technical got the better of Cumberland 3-1. On the Costa Cup, Merlin Otti were 4-0 winners over Cambridge. Frome Technical and Green Island game was postponed. Cedric Titus ran over Ferncourt 5-1. Brownstown High beat William Knibb 1-0. Petersfield tag Grange Hill 1-0, while Sydney Pagan and Newell game draw 1-1. Monroe College and Magatti game also played to a 1-all draw, while Manchester were 4-0 winners over Mayday. Taki High, who got past the first round for the first time last year, ran past Karen Hall 8-0, while Stets beat Lacovia 2-0. And this is the Costa Cup at its best. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful day. I gone.